She's not yours, it's just your turn. A lot of the guys that come across my content and a lot of the guys that are in my men's program, there's a common thread amongst, I would say, the vast majority of the men that I end up working with, and that's that all of them have come to a stark realization that the things that we've grown up believing and embracing as young boys and men is completely false. And not only are the narratives and the rules and the expectations of men skewed for those of us that are older, the paradigm has shifted drastically in the last 15 to 20 years. And what we have today is we have a lot of crazy shit going on, but what we have going on in the relationship realm is complete chaos. And what a lot of the guys that come into my group have dealt with is the realization that no matter what they did, they were going to lose. And what I came to understand, and it's really the irony or the poetry of the timing is almost godlike, because as I started to meet various guys from different sects of life, different sects of the population, from all different demographics, all different colors, there was no, the only thing that we had in common were we were all men, and we've all had experiences with women that opened our eyes to a new reality. And if you're watching any RedPIlL, MGTOW, any sort of content, if you're trying to find out if she cheated or why she cheated, undoubtedly you have joined the ranks of the men that are trying to find answers to questions that seem unanswerable. And what I've learned in just different conversations and helping guys find their way out of the quicksand of their own lives is that there's a common thread amongst a certain population. I would say the majority of the population of women in the dating scene, and that is that they're all basically just rental properties. And that might sound chauvinistic or whatever feminist ideology, whatever term you want to put on that. But I genuinely don't give a fuck about people labeling me that way, because it is what it is. There is so much information about hypergamy in all of its glory. And not only is this accepted, it's been forced upon men that we're supposed to accept it as well. And if it was a natural part of biology, if it was a natural part of being, a human being, then I don't think that it would be so hard for men to accept it. If it was a change that was a healthy change for humankind, I don't believe that it would be so repelling to men. But I don't believe that I don't believe that it's healthy. I don't believe that it's healthy at all. In fact, I don't believe that women think that it's healthy either, and that's why going into a relationship where a woman sees a man that that she sees has some sort of value to her, she will very seldom disclose the true body count that's on her roster. As a matter of fact, she will go out of her way to lie about these things. And on a certain level, I can understand that, because if everybody has experiences in life, and we all go through things, we all go through wild periods of our, in our lifetime. But those things are, what wild was when I was a teenager, and what was acceptable, and what it is now. It couldn't be more drastic. I mean, we're this close to them legalizing pedophilia. If you pay attention to what's going on in our society, we are in an era of Sodom and Gomorrah. Everything is good. Everything that was once deplorable is now celebrated, and once everything that was once praised and held worthy is now despicable. And that goes from our beliefs in any sort of religion or any sort of faith to the belief in the sanctity of sex. All of these things have gone, they've gone by the wayside, and now it's a free-for-all. And so with a societal construct being to where it's not, I mean, there's no scarlet letter for being a whore. In fact, it's celebrated and encouraged almost at every turn. Well, it's weapons hot now. Women, a lot of women, they justify expressing their sexuality by being sluts. And in one breath, they feel like they're liberated and free by doing it. But in the next breath, to secure their next feed, they lie to a man. And so this process goes on until either she hits the wall and ends up getting a bunch of cats and fuck young guys, which we all know the trajectory of the cougar. And these things happen. It's not. I mean, it's almost scientific at this point. And a lot of men have seen this and they've checked out. And that's your RedPIlL, MGTOW guys. And then there's guys that are the purple pill guys that still think that there's chance out there that they're going to find that rare diamond. And I'm not going to say that that's not a possibility. I don't think that all women are completely destroyed beyond repair like a lot of guys believe. I think that there are some, but this is the key. If you're on dating sites, meeting women at bars or clubs or any of that stuff, you are looking for food in fucking outhouses. That's the bottom line. If you're looking where everybody else is looking, not only are you fishing out of a sea of rotten fucking fish, you are technically on the cock carousel that so many guys talk about in the MGTOW community. And that's kind of a, to me, as a man of value, there's a lot of dating coaches that encourage guys to, prove that they're alpha by having a bunch of women in their rotation. Well, that sounds really cool when you're talking to a bunch of dorks who don't have access to women. But banging a bunch of women and having them, be your servants, it's really dumb for you to think that you have these women in check and that you're in some sort of position of power. Yeah, you get to have sex with these bottom feeders, but you're not the only one. Like, guaranteed, these coaches who preach they preach about these things, they like to speak out of both sides of their face. If you got a big rotation of women, you're in a big rotation of dudes. If you've got 5 or 6 chicks that you're running through in a week, well, that chick's got 10 or 15 dudes per chick. So the amount of dicks that you have in your own mouth increases exponentially. And you think that makes you high value, some alpha dude? I think it makes you a sucker. Because when you understand the way that things go, when you understand, if you understand hypergamy and you understand female nature, a woman who's going to allow you to put her in a fuck buddy position, she's got zero quality other than her sex. And if you know that and you're counting that as some sort of asset, okay, you're collecting 10. That's not gold. And even if the chick's coming to your house, you're banging her out, and then you're putting her out, you're still not killing it. That's time that you could have spent doing something else. Like that mindset of men, it kind of rolls right into the cock carousel. And if you don't back yourself away from the situation and understand that, you're going to get caught up. You are going to be pulled in the quicksand of all the shit that is. And so one of the biggest things that you can remember as a man, if you're dealing with a woman, if you're trying to date and you're dealing with a woman that's attractive, my boy Anthony Spade made a really good point, and this covers most bases. Most attractive females, most women that are highly sexable, they're either highly narcissistic or they're fucking dummies, or they're both. And neither one of those women is somebody that you want in your life. If you're with a woman that's taking selfies and putting those online and trying to sell herself to the world, do not make the mistake of thinking that she's just trying to express herself. She's fucking shopping, dude. The internet has opened up the world to easy women. And there are women getting their bills paid. I've witnessed it firsthand. I've seen it. I've listened to women manipulate men. I've watched it. I've seen this game. I'm a doctor at thoughts. I've watched this shit ever since I was in college, and I've got myself wrapped in the quicksand. My experience is what leads me to sit here and talk to you, man, and explain to you. Understand, she's not yours. It's just your turn. And whatever it is that you're giving to this woman, you're making an exchange. The sex that she's giving you is an exchange for whatever it is that you're giving her, be it your attention, your time, your money, or all the above. You have to do something to get that. And the return is something that she is giving away to dudes that she sees as superior to you. So the guys that she sees as alpha to you, she's gonna do whatever the fuck she feels like she needs to do to try to secure that guy, at least as a fuck buddy. And if this dude bangs her out and throws her to the side, but he'll continue to bang her, she's gonna come and kiss you right in your mouth. And whenever things don't go right, or whenever you're not doing what you need to do, she's gonna call this dude, he's gonna abuse her, and then she's gonna come right back to you and kiss you in your mouth. That's the game that you're playing. Undoubtedly, that's the game that you're playing. If you're dealing with a girl who does girls' night out with her friends, she's got a bunch of male friends in her life, these things, man, these things are red flags that are immediate disqualifications, especially if she's got a big-time social media presence. If she's trying to sell herself on social media, and that's what we all do. Whatever you're doing on social media, you're projecting. These women are looking for attention. That is a new currency. So if she's posting selfies trying to look sexy, don't believe any bullshit she's saying. There are dudes on her likes and love. All those dudes, the majority of those dudes have either banged your girl out or they're waiting in line. Think about the attention that you give to women. Why do you do it? Is it because you're just a nice guy? Do you befriend ugly, fat women and do favors for them? Most of the time, no, unless it's a family member. If you're honest, you don't. You don't. Attractive men and attractive women, they're not friends. Somebody is hoping to advance that situation. Almost always. Don't be dumb about that. So all the likes on that, just follow the rabbit. You go down the rabbit hole and follow that, and you'll see who she's fucking. You'll see it. But the alpha dudes, the guys that she's banging out, they don't give a shit about her pictures. That's the guys that she wants to like them. That's the guy's attention that she likes, she wants to get. That's the guy those are the guys that she's giving her attention to. That's what she wants. But she's settling for you because you're settling for her bullshit. And that's the way that the game goes, man. It's just your turn. Whenever a woman genuinely likes you, there is going to be no doubt in your mind. There's going to be no doubt in your mind. It's almost to the point where it's annoying. It's almost to a point where it is just, where it becomes a distraction. That's the nature of the game. A woman who really likes you, she wants to secure you, and she will do everything in her power to let you know, to make you know that you have value to her. If you say, this is something that I don't like, she will immediately, she'll extricate that from her life. You tell that to a modern woman and you're controlling, jealous, insecure, and all this stuff. They want you to sit back, do what you're doing, whatever it is that she's trading you her sex for, and don't ask any questions. Be a good little sucker. And that's the way it is. Whenever she goes out with her girlfriends, that's code for going out with the dude that's going to bang her out, or she will really go out with her friends. But the intention isn't to have fun, it's to upgrade on you. That's the way it is. Women who are happy with the man that they're with, they don't go out to clubs and bars and put themselves in position to be tempted or to be distracted or to be hit on by other men. That is the last thing that they want to do. Women of value do not hang out with women with no value. So when you go to the club, those women aren't of value. When you go on Tinder, even when you're fishing on Facebook, the image that you see on Facebook and Instagram, that's what they want you to believe they are. The woman who RedPILLed the fuck out of me, if you looked at her Facebook and Instagram, you would think that she was this good, wholesome mother. Behind the scenes, this woman was one of the dirtiest, nastiest whores I've ever met in my life, with no fucking value. And instead of being honest about anything, she wanted me to play the position of the simp, and she was only good for a certain thing. Her value was only one thing, and she couldn't get past that. And because she wasn't willing to get past that, there were a bunch of other outlets. There are a lot of dudes that are willing to step up and cover the bases that you won't. That's the key. If you feel like you're a high value man and you've got a woman in your rotation and you feel like you're running the chessboard, you're playing fucking checkers. She's playing chess. You're still giving something, even if it's just your time. And all she has to do is come, lay on her back, do what she does. She still took from you. She still took from you. And then she's going to go and do whatever she needs to do with the next dude who's going to be agreeable, let her fucking talk, say that she's interesting, and all of those wonderful things that's been happening since she was 13, 14 years old. That's the men that she wants the alphas to be, but the alphas will never be that. So if you're in line playing the boyfriend role to one of these women, and you're not paying attention to these signs, dude, when you kiss her on her mouth, just understand what you are doing. Understand what you're going behind. Because these women that are trying to attract these Chads and Tyrones, they do everything trying to get these dudes to pick them. They will do things that they don't do with you. Things that they won't do, they don't do in porno. These women are disgusting, and they will do anything to elevate themselves. Believe me, I know, because I've been the guy. I've been the guy. I've been the guy that has received that treatment on both ends of the spectrum. You're going to get the treatment, and if you stay in the pocket, you're going to get the other treatment when you don't stay in line. It's just your turn. So either you accept that when you kiss her on her mouth has been several places that you would never put your mouth. Just accept that. Accept that that's what you're doing. Accept that that's part of the game, and just deal with it. Or you do what so many other men have done and get off the plantation. Stop this insanity of chasing something that has absolutely no value anymore. If you're involved with a woman in today's culture, You're playing Russian roulette with your life, especially if you're running in these chicks raw. Today, I don't know why you would do that. But if you're running in these women raw, I think you're playing Russian roulette with 2 or 3 bullets. Because it is so easy now for these thoughts to get online, on their phone, on their computer, or simply go to Walmart. It is everywhere. They've got dudes throwing D at them at every angle. They should have helmets. It's unbelievable how much a woman has to fight to not do what these women do. Good women have a fight on their hands because men are throwing D at them at all times from every angle. There's no place to be safe. And so I can sympathize that. I can't imagine having the peace sleeve just thrown, like you're a rock star. That would be exhausting. But the number one thing, the main point in this video is this. If you are looking for some sort of answer or some sort of explanation for what you've been dealing with or how you feel, just understand that woman that you have these questions about, she's not yours. It's just your turn. And either you accept the conditions of your agreement with her, and it will always be unspoken. She'll never tell you until you bust her, or she's willing to move on to the next dude that's going to sit there and listen to her bullshit. You have very few options. It's not going to get better. If you're experiencing this, if your gut's trying to tell you something about this person, if it's led you to watch these types of videos, I promise you, it's not going to get any better. The only thing that's going to make your life get better is realize she's not yours. It's just your turn. Out.